So I finished Doctor Stone, or I guess the first season of Doctor Stone, because at the end of the episode 24, which actually shocked me, I was like, oh wait, we're on 24 already? What? Uh, I did a. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So, Doctor Stone, this is the first season. At the end of the 12th episode, or not the 12th, the 24th episode, I'm stupid, sorry. We get a little end card that says season 2 confirmed. They're coming. Season 2 coming. Like some fucking confirmation of season 2, which will pick up with the Stone Wars. So I did do a first impression video of Dr. Stone, and I'm happy to say from episode 1 to episode 24, I had a blast watching it. I liked the characters. It was never boring. I'm not a science person, and to be perfectly honest, the vast majority of this time, Psycho uses a lot of science terms. I have no idea what the fuck he's saying, and probably never will. So, I was still okay with it, because I think I said in a review that one of the reasons I don't like mecha anime is they do a lot of, like, tech talk. Thrusters at 300%, did you check the so-and-so valve? Like, you're just like, I'm reading this because I have to read this, because I want to read this, because I'm used to reading subtitles. But at the same time, I have no idea what the fuck you're saying, so I'm just in one ear out the other. Anyway, so it's kind of like that. There is tech talk, which can be kind of annoying. But with Senku, I didn't care. I was having too much fun watching everything else that was going on. I didn't fucking care what he was saying. You didn't really need to understand what he's saying. But if you like science shows or like world building, this is definitely a show you might be into. So Senku is our main character. Basically what happens is one day a green light shines and just everyone turns to fucking stone. And then thousands of years later we get Senku waking up and he has to start literally from zero. Pipper than walls. I don't know. Even though I'm not doing anything wrong, it's still embarrassing to talk to myself on a phone to make a video, you know? So it's one of the reasons I stop. I feel like it's kind of like the kid gets caught doing something like, if I don't move, she won't hear or see me. I don't know. It's stupid. So yeah, the green light shines, everyone on Earth turns to stone. Thousands of years later, Senku wakes up. And basically all of civilization, it's been so long that like all the buildings have rotted, been taken over, animals that were in the zoo, have been set free. They literally have nothing. He's got to start from zero. So I think of it kind of like a caveman way. Like if they took the caveman world and like threw some kid from modern society in there and went, good luck, bitch. It's basically the show. And I love Senku. I love the show very much. I kind of ship him and Kohaku, to be perfectly honest. But he wakes up, and then his friend Taiju wakes up, and then Yuzuriha, and then Tsukasa. Tsukasa is our villain, or he's not supposed to be a villain, because this show, a lot of the shows, it's like I'm good, you evil. Whereas Tsukasa is Senku wants to bring everyone back from stone. He wants to break them out kind of like he did, and he does find a way to actually do that. He does create a serum that does it within like a year, I think. And Tsukasa doesn't want to do that. He wants to be more selective with who they bring back, because he does kind of give us a reason that makes sense, which is basically if you bring everyone back, they're just going to start fighting over whose territory. That's mine, kind of a thing. It's going to destroy society again. So he thought it would be better to have like a pure world and kind of start from scratch, be more selective, that kind of thing. And then that's where the conflict is the show is part surviving with a from zero perspective and building up to a current level of society that they had before the fall, and him fighting against Tsukasa because Tsukasa doesn't want Senku to awake the others. And therefore, that is basically the context of why Tsukasa tries to get rid of science by killing Senku. So it's Tsukasa is kind of like the... Have you ever heard the phrase, the path to hell is paved with good intentions? He's a little bit like that in a character. And he actually does like Senku and respects him. So he kills him not because he hates him, but because he's a problem for his goals. He doesn't hate Senku. He wishes he didn't have to kill Senku, but he feels he has to in order to accomplish his goal. So instead of, like I said, you good, me evil, very black and white, usually in anime. They make it as like the most hated fucking person because that's the anime, and then you gotta make the good kid the good kid. But no, so that's the thing. It's very world buildy, but it's not a groaning process. Like it's not like fucking grinding in the video game where it's like, oh, I gotta go to so and so, get so and so for fucking so and so. There are a few moments where he's like, okay, I have this, I need to make this. And there are like one or two episodes where he has to go and get something to make another thing, but then they'll use what they already gathered to make new things for other things later on. I know, brilliant description. But so this is basically a comedy world building anime with some science. Because that is basically our entire character he is using science, which was kind of like, it was the thing he was really into. And I would kind of say he was like a prodigy. But, so we don't see Senku get it on the first try. We do see him like do trial and error. But they pace it in a way that is in no way boring or grindy. But just enough to show that he actually does have to take time to figure things out. So just the perfect balance of... Can't even see what the fuck I'm doing. The perfect balance. I don't even know what hand motion I'm doing anymore or why I was doing it. So it's like the perfect balance of, just long enough to show that he actually has to go and get things and figure things out, do some testing. But not enough to make you smack your head into a wall. Like, it's very, perfect pacing. Like, they did a good job. Good job, anime. I've never seen the manga, but just they did a good job, I think. So I really love this one. I do recommend this show. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just, that's kind of like a very simple process. It's, Stone World, Senku wakes up, Senku wants to bring back people and modern society again. So he's kind of got do his own thing, and kind of hide out from Tsukasa for a bit, and then eventually during the Stone Wars he's got to fight Tsukasa. So it's really good. I really love it. I don't know what else to say. Just I love the characters. There are some funny moments, but there are a lot of deeply touching moments as well, and they do it perfectly. Even like a character I didn't like at first, Magma, by the end of it I kind of liked him. I love it. It's fun to watch Senku kind of go from his own thing to finding a village to trying to convert the villagers because he needs more people to do more shit. Because you can only do so much by yourself. Like, what was it? I think he was trying to make iron or like a smelter or something, but you need a lot of people power to actually get enough power to create a certain temperature. So he's kind of invent things that lead to other things, and those things can help with more things later on. It's brilliant. I love it. It feels unique. It feels like one of those older animes. It's probably an older anime actually. I don't know, but it feels like one of those older animes where even if it wasn't unique, you could tell they actually fucking tried to make a good story and characters you like and things that are actually fun to fucking watch or read. So it's just, if you want a show that actually fucking tries to make something good, and I think delivers on it, I would definitely try this one. Even if you're not much of a sciencey person, if you like world building, if you're really into world building things in general, but maybe you're not quite quite on the pacing. You're like, it just takes too long. You're just like world building. I would definitely try it. So if you like science and you're kind of like, okay, I like science, but I'm not really into anime or don't know what else to get in, or I want to get into anime through something sciencey to like pique my interest. I would, or someone like that. Then I would definitely recommend this one. This is on Crunchyroll. There are 24 episodes. There will be another season. I cannot wait for it. I fucking love this show. I love Senku. It just. There's one thing I have to mention that's annoying. Okay, you know how, like, there was a period in time where, like, every fucking anime that was popular had a catchphrase, like, I'm gonna be king of the pirates for One Piece and Luffy, and then there's Believe It for Naruto. Well, Sengoku has one too. And he just applies that shit anywhere. Basically, it's 10 billion%. 10 billion%. You will hear a fucking lot in this anime. He'll just randomly sprinkle it into things like, oh, we can 10 billion% make that thing with their technology. Like, he just randomly sprinkles it in words, and he does it often. So if that annoys you, it's gonna annoy you. For me, I was just kind of like, okay, that feels weird, but whatever. Yeah, I've done worse. I dealt with Naruto and Believe It. I'm okay. Don't ever marathon Naruto if that shit annoys you. Don't. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Oh my god, please someone shut him up. Stop pulling the cord. There's a snake in my boot. Believe it. That was an impression of like a doll, like Woody. Right? You pull his string and he says, "There's a snake in my boot." But it's Naruto and he says, "Believe it." And I'm not funny. I'm not funny.